same ways in which the mobile internet succeeded the fixed line internet of the 90s and early 2000s. In this instance, rather than taking the internet from our PCs in our living room to our pockets of mobile phones, it is connecting it in a virtual regard. Virtual worlds, augmented reality, persistent spaces where most of our purchases, much of our time is not about buying things for the real world through the internet, but buying the unreal or non-real things within these virtual spaces. For the most part, it's expected to transform everything from fitness to wellness, how we entertain, how we socialize, how we date, as far as sex work and so forth. And to that extent, it has become the newest obsession of all of the biggest tech companies in the world.
We're showing something from one of your blogs, if we can put it back up again, in terms of the type of subsectors that you will include: hardware, computing power, networking, payments, content services, etc. We mentioned some of the companies, Tencent, Nvidia. I mean, it's not wildly different from just buying the QQQ, is it?
You would think of it in some ways, but the question is, what's the vector of growth? Certainly there are many companies within QQQ that are still strongly represented here, but the question is, what elements of growth are going to drive and be over-indexed to this portfolio? There's a number of different companies that provide networking and computer and infrastructure, but the companies that are going to benefit in particular from the emergence of the metaverse are a far more curated group. At the present, it is less about the big FANG companies insofar as it is the companies that are building the infrastructure of this next-gen internet.
We think of gaming companies often, Matthew, when it comes to the metaverse. Is there a leader in this space?
Certainly, when you take a look at where most people globally are spending their times in virtual worlds, it is your Minecraft, your Roblox, Fortnite Creative Mode, Grand Theft Auto Online. We expect this to expand quite significantly in much the same way that you could have identified 3 or 4 games in the early 90s or 2000s, 1 or 2 social networks, but that basket grows considerably over time. More broadly, it's important to understand how we are right now talking about consumer-focused virtual worlds, but at the same time, we see significant efforts being made to light up what people call virtual twins or a mirror world, which is the idea that many of the places that you touch, step into, or see or don't see will also be present in this virtual world. Amazon Go, the retail stores in which you're tracked using machine learning, myriad cameras to identify who you are down to the gate. That's a great example of what we don't think of as a game, but is fundamentally going to be tethered to this exact same experience.